Right, got a new rifle. Got this 30-06 in the middle here. We've never fired it, so want to check how it is before I actually take it out hunting. And I thought, while I've got it, I'd double check the 308 here and the 22. The video here, we've used core locks for both of them. They're a 220 grain, they're a 180. Ballistically, they should be very similar. And I've always been intrigued to actually try it myself to see how much the bullet drops off over 100, 200, 300 meters. So that's what we're going to do today. Yeah, first check this one's sighted in nicely, and then we're going to actually ballistically check the two against each other, just so we know. So just got the rangy out. That board there's 50 meters away. As we've never fired it before, we're just going to let 2 shots go into that. That'll give us a chance to check it over the 50 meters, and then we'll move that back out to 100, where we'll actually go the inch high at 100. So yeah, we'll get a couple of shots out and go down and see how they go. So just let the first 2 shots go, and they've hit the dirt at 50 meters. So I suppose I've got to come up quite a few clicks and try again. That's why you check them before you use them hunting. That hit it. So it turned out that gun was absolutely miles out. But whether that's just a scope being knocked around or whatever. So even at 50 meters, it's taken us 4 shots to even hit the board. I've come up about 25 clicks on the scope so far, probably more, and we're still hitting low at 50 meters by about 6 inches. So we'll come up a few more. Left and right's pretty good, but yeah, still that 4 to 6 inches low. So every click's 1/4 of an inch. So we got 4, 8. I reckon if I did 8 at 50 meters, that'll give us somewhere where we want to go, and I'll go to the right by 2 clicks as well. All right, let's go and dial it in and see if we can get one in the middle, and then push it out to 100 and sight it in properly. All right, so we're coming, what do we say? We'll come up 8. There we go, and we needed to go left as well. Hang on, right we needed to go, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right, let's give that a go, see where we're at. So at least we've got the right height now. We've come up about 40 clicks on it, apparently 1/4 inch each. Give you some idea how far out it was. We've now got the right level. We're just a little bit to the left, so I've come a bit right and let 1 more shot go, and hopefully we could start pushing it back. But yeah, we've let, what have we let off? 2, 4, 6, 8 shots so far just to get it near there. All right, I'll put this one through and see how we're going. Still a little bit left. I've just come that way. Problem is, that barrel is so hot now that I've got to let it cool down before we can do anything else with it. But we'll push it out. We'll push it out to 100 meters now. I'll check my 308, let that barrel cool down. And yeah, then we'll come back to this when the barrel's a bit cooler, but at least we've got it somewhere in the ballpark now. So yeah, that's why you should always check your new guns out, not just take it that they're sighted in. That could have been a bloody good deer we missed with that. Would have just scared it and wouldn't have even hit its feet.
Oh, that's better.
All right, so our first couple of shots went down here at 50 meters, so you can imagine what would have happened at 100. We bored it up, what I thought was 12 inches in clicks, and we just missed the board. I bored it up another 12 inches and we hit here. Bored it up again and we hit there, which was probably me just flinching. Had another shot and it was there. So I've bored it up and we hit there. So I've bored it across a couple and we've hit there. So it needs to go right another 4, but that barrel is incredibly hot. So previous experience tells me that a hot barrel usually lifts. So we're probably going to have to come up more. But what we're going to do now is we've got the 22 to sight in. We're going to use this while it's at 50 metres. And then I'm going to push it back to 100. Try the 308. That'll give that new gun a chance to cool down. And that should help us with accuracy. But at least we got now, you know, we can put our board out at 100 metres and we're going to hit it. And we should be able to dial it in a bit quicker, because at 50 it's always a bit harder. That grouping's not fantastic, I'm not going to lie, but I'm also not on sandbags where you should be for a gun, and it is windy today. The wind is swirling, but all of those are in a dinner plate. They're all going to kill a deer, so we'll keep going with the other rifles. It is really fucking annoying when you get back and you're ready to shoot and your fucking target falls over. Oh, we'll set it back up. Get into it. Next up, we've got my 308. It's a Tikka, which I thoroughly recommend to anyone buying their first gun. Now, I've been using 165 Hornady's out of it, and these are a 1.8. What are they again? Corlocks in a 180. So I'm going to go up by 4 straight away. Because the extra bullet weight will make them drop off over that distance. It's been an incredibly accurate gun, so I'll put 3 through it, adjust it, and then I think I'll only need 1 more and it should be spot on. So let's go for it. There's some shit in the way. I can see that's going a little bit to the right, but up and down's perfect, so I actually got that pretty right. I'm going to go down, just double check, mark them, and I'll let that cool out. We'll put some through the 30-06. Now, just before you get in the comments saying you should sight in a rifle off sandbags, this bloke's got no idea what he's doing. Yep, you're right, I don't, and you should sight off sandbags. But I've also just done an inch group at 100 metres off a bipod on a windy day. This is why I recommend those Tikka rifles for people just getting into it. They're just unbelievably accurate. I'm going to bring that, what do we got there? We got about 3 inches. So I'm going to bring that 3 inches to the left. I'm going to let another shot go through it, and then we're going to get the 30-06 out again and get it sighted in. So I'll mark those and we'll get back up the hill. So it needed to come to the left by 3 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4's 3, 1, 2, 3, back 2. All right, I'm going to put 2 through it. I'm confident enough with this gun that that'll do me. So confident, in fact, I'm going to put the caps back on it. My ass crack not hanging out.
It's not even in it.
There we are, right on, inch high at 100. That's where I sight them in normally. So I'll leave that. It's taken 4 shots to get that rifle bang on with a new box of bullets, and that hasn't actually been sighted in for probably 3 years, that rifle. So they do drift over time, but that there, what you're seeing is probably just different grain bullets and different brand, but it likes them. I'm happy with that. That's well within the zone that'll drop a deer on the spot. So back to the 30-06. All right, so 30-06 has got the opposite problem. Again, we're off a bipod, so I reckon if we go to move that between the middle there, 3 inches to the right, and put 1 more shot through it, I reckon we'll have a similar result. So we'll do that, 3 inches right, and then we'll push it back. Again, we get all the way back, ready to shoot. No, fucking thing's falling over. So we've pushed the target back to 200 metres. We're not going to get a 300 comparison here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these 3 through. I'm going to aim at the cross and I'm just interested in the drop, not left or right, it's windy, just the drop. Then we're going to put the 3006 and do the same thing and just see the drop. So 200 meters, slightly heavier pill in the 3006, similar ballistic characteristics to what we got in the 308. I've always been told it should shoot pretty similar, so I'm about to find out. Into it. Oh yeah, it's hot. Got news for you too. That 308 in a light kicks more than that 3006. So there's a little one for you. Buy a heavier 3006, kicks less than the light 308. But I bet that's more pleasant to carry around the bush for a day. So it's hard to draw any real conclusions off that. Obviously it was a little bit high at 100. So these are the couple out of the 308, drops a bit, and these are out of the 3006. So the 3006 isn't dropping even though it's a heavier pill over that distance. The 308's only dropping a tiny little bit, but as you can see, they're sighted in pretty well the same. That's a 308, that was the 3006 at 100. So still at that 200, you're pretty well aiming exactly where you want to hit. You just get the advantage of a heavier pill with the 3006. So yeah. Well, that was good to actually get out and get those rifles tuned in. My 08 was a little bit out. I'm wondering whether that affected that stag I took a shot at about a week ago. I suppose I'll never know. I still haven't seen him. So anyway, that's another story for another day. Yeah, got 2 rifles sighted in nicely now, all packed up. Storm just starting to roll in here, so temperature's just dropped, but it's been incredibly humid and hot. So the Australian summer's finally showed up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.